For Wilson to climb, what a lead that is. 5-0. Terrific stuff for Sean Murphy. That's a big chasm, isn't it? 5 frames.
Oh,
Try and bridge.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the way that Kyron's lost that frame, Sean Murphy could have made a century break, but psychologically, that's far more damaging to Kyron Wilson. This is the red he missed. I mean, he's safe at this point. He's wobbled this red. It's stayed right over the corner. And the minute he's left that red there for Sean Murphy, you begin to be concerned, because Sean knows immediately if he comes back to the table, pots a red and a black, dislodges the 3 reds as he did, there's going to be one of those 3 reds remaining behind the pink spot to snooker in behind. And I'm sure Kyron Wilson, Darren, would have known coming back to the table he's going to have a tough snooker to escape from.
Absolutely. I mean, Sean Murphy didn't actually play a fantastic shot, but I mean, Kyron Wilson just made a terrible ash of it, really. And at the moment, he'll be thinking, what's he got to do to win a frame? Because it looks like he's got 3 frames in the bag, and somehow all 3 have got away from him.
Yeah, and Murphy, I suppose, knows that he's got a margin for error as well, a little bit of wriggle room. You know, the pressure isn't that intense, is it, when you're 5-0 up? I know you've got to maintain it, but...
Sometimes you establish such a big lead, you stop thinking about forging ahead, and you're just thinking, well, I'm waiting for this guy to do something and catch me up here, and you start being a little bit, I wouldn't say negative, but you suddenly start being as brave and as courageous. You know, you stop playing the way that's got you to that 5-0 lead, and you start thinking, OK, I'm not going to take these shots on now, I've got this guy where I want him. And then all of a sudden, you know, Kyron now, there's no pressure on him, or there shouldn't be, except the fact he hasn't won a frame yet. And he can't win a frame, can he? You know?
What I do think as well, Sean would have, like Kyron, would have come into this and they would have said, right, at the end of this session, at worst, 4 each. And either player would have said, I'll take 5-3. Well, Sean now has achieved that. He's took his 5 frames. So everything now is a total bonus for him. He knows now he's got a massive advantage to press home. Like Willie said earlier on, you can't win the match in this session, but you can lose it.
Yeah.
And this is dangerous times now for Kyron Wilson.
8 frames in this session this afternoon. Before we break, let's see what Wilson can do. In frame 6, pressure really on.
He's having a look at the red in the right corner. Go back up towards the balk line, get a balk colour. Needed a kiss and got one. It's all right on the yellow. A bit thin, but just looking where he can go with the cue ball to get the next red.
Yellow ball.
I didn't fancy it.
Sean Murphy, 1.
It's a good one.
It's just the point that Dominic was saying in the studio just before. All of a sudden now he's trying to protect the lead. If that had been the first frame in the match or the second frame in the match, he'd have either took the green in the middle or he'd have tried to cut the yellow in. The fact that he's got a 5-0 lead now, he's trying to think, well, if I can get out of it 6-2, 7-1. That's the first negative shot he's played. OK, both shots were difficult, yellow and green. But if it had been first or second frame, we'd have gone for either or.
He didn't get near to that, but he's been a bit lucky he didn't leave anything on there. Maybe red in the centre, but black's now on the side cushion. pink's off its spot. Can't pot the blue really in the middles with the yellow there. Just one shot and all that has happened. I think Kern has taken anything on here, but he could play a good snooker behind green and brown, possibly. You see the yellow and blue is also there, so it's covering a lot of those reds. They're wide open now, but black is still on the side cushion. Pink is off its spot and blue is not available into the centre pocket. So still a lot to do. That's one way of getting out of a safety.
Yeah, great pot, and I think the way that Sean is feeling at the moment, he should bring the black into play. I wouldn't be leaving the black on the side cushion. Make Karen Wilson realise with pink and black in play now that he's got to make sure he doesn't make any mistakes.
Sean Murphy.
And that's a very careless safety shot. Should have been on the baulk cushion.
There may be a gap there somewhere to after taking on one of the reds, but it's a bit risky, I think. As Ray Reardon said, you shouldn't hit the ball so hard. Quite right as well. Well, that was a poor shot, but he's brought the blue into play now. Black's into play before long, I should think. So Kylan's playing the red to the extreme left there, into the corner pocket. He's got to try and miss all the reds, get good position, and get his scoring boots on again.
Well, that was one I couldn't see him missing. His face is kind of redding up a little bit. He's getting a little bit anxious now.
Well, what happens when you're in this situation? You're not walking to the table with a lot of confidence. And there's a shot that he's been knocking in all the time, and now he doesn't fancy it.
Purposely using the red to screw off, to get back into the... Well, he was hoping to finish the right-hand side of the baud line, not the left, but the brown's on. Now this is the test, because he knows if he pots the brown, he's got a great chance of winning this frame as well. This brown is a little bit twitchy, to be honest. It's not one you'd like to play every day. Can't refuse it. Now, if that red wasn't in ball carrier territory, I'd fancy him knocking the brown in all the time. But the fact that he's bound to leave that red puts that little bit of extra pressure on this brown. But no problem.
Five. Six.
A brown now and a yellow, so he'd be starting to look at the bigger numbers before long. Look a bit cluttered below the black spot, but
Eight.
I'm sure these players can find a way.
9.
Just a little shorter pace there. You would have liked to play this black, and it's coming down too hard towards the black. Black spot to get down there and open those reds out. Not only the best way to play, it's
16.
the quickest way as well.
We'll have to play for the blue this time.
$17.
Didn't get into it properly. Brown or green's okay. Blue's no good. If he gets dead straight on the two reds together, if he gets dead straight on one of those, and then he can bring the black into play, because it pots in the right-hand corner.
20.
He's been in 17 major finals as Sean Murphy, but he's never witnessed something like this where he's gone clear in the opening session. This is territory he's never been in before. Play that
21.
lovely.
No, he's in a good spot now.
28.
Oh, he's a bit short there. He should pot the black and get on the red, but he would have liked to be a bit closer to the black. Dead centre.
36. 37.
In potting this red, it makes the 2 other reds behind the black spot freely available. So you'd have to suggest this is an excellent chance to go 6-0 in front
44.
against such a class player.
45.
What has gone wrong? It's certainly not.
52.
If you weren't watching the match, you'd think he'd been absolutely outplayed in all departments, but he hasn't. He just had 3, not careless frames, but frames that he knows he should have won.
Quiet,
There's a bit of
please.
noise in the background there, but right on Sean's shot. He just got on and off the table to regroup.
53.
This is frame ball. But obviously he wants to make sure he puts at least one more red to keep Karen off the table. And that one red looks to be a certainty.
60. 61.
Didn't need the kiss on that red, but he'll still take it on probably.
68.
Not the easiest of shots. Oh, dead centre.
69.
Very good. Sean Murphy's make it very difficult for Kyle Wilson now. He's played superb to get this type of lead against such a good player. He's obviously Sean Murphy's 10th in the world at the moment in the rankings.
76.
Kieran is 8th, but I'd say it was an even match when it started.
Sean Murphy, 76 on the frame.
So that 76 then from Sean Murphy is taking him 1 frame further again. So he's now 6-0 in front against Kieran Wilson.